This was really beautiful because it gave me a chance to ask a different type of question to you, which is
Mm,
so in actually bringing together my coaching business, um, my question is to do with networking and collaborating because I know you
mm,
do that with like you're doing right here. So
hmm
how do you identify potential partners or collaborators, and what strategies do you employ to cultivate mutually beneficial relationships within the coaching community?
mm. Cool, man. Well, to be really honest, it's pretty new for me, which is insane because my whole life, all I did is like collaborate with people. And then when I got in the coaching industry, for some reason, I think it became a very insular. It became a very insular business for me. And I was doing it pretty much on my own. And I kind of woke up to that not too long ago, but and so I've been kind of actively reconnecting with that orientation. So I'll answer your question, but I wanted to give you that background first. And I think, but and also the reason I want to say that is because I don't think it's just me. I think that this industry can be like that because I think it's very easy when we're all doing something similar. We could even say the same, but let's call it similar. It can look like a zero sum game. It's like, well, we can't collaborate because then you'd be taking my clients, I'd be taking yours, right? And so for me, the access point to not seeing it that way is to look for difference in what we're doing instead of sameness, and to through that difference find a way for those two things to come together to create something more. Um, and the way that I've been exploring it too, like a lot of the collaborations that I've created have come through people that I've worked with, clients. And that collaboration has emerged out of them doing what they do really well and wanting me to do it too, or me to, or sometimes it's just like, for example, Kim Ocker, she creates great products, training products, and she's like, you should create a product from this. I'm like, cool, let's do that. And so like, let's create it together, right? Because wherever there's energy in what you're doing and you're inspired and interested in my work, like let's take that energy and combine it and do something together. Rob Cressy is a podcast machine, and him and I are in conversation now about doing a podcast together, right? Like he
Mm.
likes the work of creating. I like his mastering podcast, so there's something that will be created there. Um, Heather Quick loves to bring people to events, and so now she's helping us with that because, like, so wherever somebody's shining their light, what would it be like if you continue to shine your light in your way, and I continue to shine my light in my way, and we did that like a binary star system? Like, what kind of light would that create?
Mm.
Um, I think you asked specifically, like, did you ask, like, how do you initiate a conversation to generate that? I want to make sure I hit the practical aspect of your question.
Well, yes, the reason I asked the question is because I've had some resistance in exactly what you say. It's like, well, we're doing the same thing, but I'm really
Mm,
seeing a massive possibility to step into that. That's why I asked the
mm,
question. So I was
mm.
just wondering, like, how I worded it was, what strategies do you employ to cultivate mutual beneficial relationships? Like, is it organic? Like, do you let it sort of happen organically, like it sounds like you did with Rob? And
Yeah,
yeah, by just being
pretty,
open to put it out, being open to the possibility.
yes, but there's still some agency in the creation of the possibility, the creation of the opportunity. So the openness is an active thing. It's not like I'm just waiting and it's like
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
looking
Yeah.
for it. I'm instigating conversation. Uh, I might say stuff without even knowing anything other than this feeling, hey, we should do something together. Or we should co-create something. And like literally just like lobbing that out there. And then they catch it and they're like what? And it's like, I don't know, throw the ball back. Let's find out. I don't know, let's talk about it. And I have many conversations with people about co-creating something that don't end up turning into anything yet, but it's being in the conversation about co-creation that at least is like that's the creative process, you
Mhm.
know? And I've also made it easier for me because I dissolved the distinction between having a conversation with somebody to create a client and having a conversation with somebody to co-create something. I'm always open to either occurring in any conversation. And the reason I did that is because I only want to be creating conversation. And I mean that like I just want to create in conversation, whether I'm talking with my kid, whether I'm
Mm.
talking with a potential collaborator, potential client. And I'm open to going in all different directions. Maybe my kid becomes my client. Maybe my client becomes my collaborator. Maybe my collaborator becomes a client. Maybe this person in my inbox that I was thinking was spam becomes a client. Like it's just I'm creating anything and everything in every conversation. So
Mm,
that I bring that openness to it. And to not be afraid to really to look at the fear of that zero sum game fear, like the idea that we're going to lose, to really connect with the possibility that collaboration is a positive sum game and that there's going to be more for everyone when we come together, and that's again the deepest thing is the most important thing. I just received an email from a client yesterday about creating an event with her and her other coach um, later in the year. Like she just attended one of my events and now she wants me to co-lead an event with her and I've got my own events and it's like the old me would have been like, which it's are you my client or are we collaborating? You can't be both.
right, right.
But it's like that's an idea. That's a story. And so to be free to
Mm,
create anything um, has been the most important part for me to be able to be like, hell yeah, let's talk.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You feeling that?
Thank
You
you.
feeling that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling that big time. Yeah. Thanks,
Awesome.
JP. Beautiful.
Yeah, man. You're
Great to see
welcome.
you.
And like, yeah, good to see you too. Just to say this too,
Yeah.
like, I just want to acknowledge, as I did in the beginning, if you get free here and you go out into the world of coaches and you start talking like this, you can expect to meet lots of other people who aren't this thinking this way yet. So just, it's okay. You're not wrong, but somebody's got to like hold the torch and walk forward in that world, like Townsend is doing, and like I'm learning to.
Yeah, I hear that
Awesome.
loud and clear. Yeah. Thank
Sweet,
you.
man. Thank you,
Thanks,
buddy.
JP.
Good to see
Thanks.
you.
You too.